for you. This is NewsWatch 12 at 6.
Well, thank you for choosing NewsWatch 12 at 6. I'm Jerry Howard. In our top story tonight, the federal government seems to be no closer to making a final decision for a proposed Medford casino. For many in the local community, this issue has been a topic of discussion for more than a decade, but stems far back further than that. NewsWatch 12's Brett Taylor dug into the history of why and how this proposal came to be, and why some tribes and even U.S. senators are for and against the casino.
We've chosen to compete.
As each day passes here in Oregon, the Coquel tribe moves forward with its plan to build a Class II casino in Medford. If approved by the federal government, Coquel officials say the Class II casino would add on to Roxanne lanes by adding more slot machines inside, all while keeping the bowling alley intact and adding in new revenue.
It's a piece of the whole pie that supports economic development that provides for the membership of the Coquel tribe.
But for tribes like the Cow Creek, those increased funds to the Coquel mean potentially less revenue for them.
Using the numbers that are in the Coquel DEIS, our tribe would be affected by about 25%.
And for other tribes in the surrounding areas.
I think it's detrimental to our tribe, it's detrimental to tribes in general, and it's damaging to the community as well.
But this issue and debate goes back further than just the last decade.
Why would one tribe be given a special right that the other tribes don't have?
Stemming from a special clause in Coquel's compact and specific details in their reinstatement as a tribe more than 20 years ago.
Each tribe has unique agreements with the federal government, either as a treaty tribe or a restored tribe. So not one is going to be like another.
In their compact, it states that nothing in this compact shall be deemed to affect the operation by the tribe of any Class II gaming as defined by the Indian Gaming Regulatory Act. And in their reinstatement as a tribe by the federal government,
they said, here is 5 counties in which your tribal members are mostly living. So this is your area for your reservation.
It states that Coquel's service areas includes Coos, Curry, Douglas Lane, and Jackson counties, and that reservation means those lands acquired and held in trust by the Secretary will be used for the tribe that has been growing each and every year.
We have a young tribe that's growing. Its needs are growing.
Because of this, a little more than 10 years ago, the Coquel tribe filed an application to the federal government to build a Class II casino in Medford and were granted a special exemption due to their unique circumstance. But for the Cow Creek tribe, that special exemption circumvents the typical 2-step process for approval, in which they believe would have shut down the proposal.
I believe the reason for avoiding the 2-part determination under the Indian Gaming Regulatory Act is simply because they realize that the electeds at the state and federal level are in opposition.
We identified which path we are required to go. We chose that path and have gone forward. It's very odd to me that we're being attacked for doing what is required in the regulations to put land into trust. If we weren't doing what we were supposed to be doing, we would hear about that pretty quickly.
Over the years, the Cow Creek and other tribes alike across the state have also stated that with this casino, the Coquel would be breaking the state's one casino, one reservation policy.
It is customary in following, Oregon's public policy that it was one tribe on reservation. They have a casino in North Bend.
But the Coquel deny that claim.
It's never been a policy in writing or a regulatory law of the state of Oregon.
Along with several other lawmakers, including Senator Sarah Bluen and Representative John Lively, who wrote during the 81st Legislative Assembly Joint Committee on Gambling Regulations, stating that they could not find any evidence of one tribe, one casino by the federal government or state of Oregon that has been formally adopted or existing in any written form. However, when we talked to U.S. Senator Jeff Merkley,
it's a policy that I believe Governor Kitzhaber initiated It was to basically say if this type of facility, that is a casino, exists, it should be one per tribe. We shouldn't cover our state with casinos.
He confirmed with us that such a policy does exist and that he's against the proposed Class 2 casino for Medford.
I do think that it's going to produce a backlash. I think Oregonians are going to say, hey, if we are now populating the state beyond what the kind of the Kitsapper vision was, why allowed only with the tribes?
And while we know that the Klamath and Karuk tribes are against Coquel's proposal, some tribes further up north have expressed their support. Now, despite the split opinions, it will ultimately all come down to the federal government's decision on whether or not to decide if Coquel's claim to build a casino is legitimate. But until then, both sides are hoping that their voices will be heard.
I would hope that the decision makers would understand that they would be giving one tribe an advantage over a significant advantage over 5 other tribes that are neighboring.
Any of the land that the tribe applies to put into trust is just as much reservation as any other land. That might be where the tribe started, but they have, they have forest land that's in trust and bridge and, all over. And if you read our Restoration Act, it's really clear that any of the land that's put into trust in the 5 counties is reservation land.
Reporting to Medford, I'm Brett Taylor, NewsWatch 12.